Welcome back to I Am series. Today we are going to talk about you again. And today we're going to remind you that you are freedom. I am Maysoon, one of your hosts, and this is Akram. Hi, Akram.
Hi, Maysoon.
How are you today?
Great.
Good.
More than great.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. So today we're going to remind our audience about how much power they have. Remember, we spoke about this in the first episode. But also we're going to remind them about the freedom that they have in their life. You want to start
Yes.
telling us a little bit?
So we covered the I am power, and we spoke so much about our real version beyond our thoughts, mind, and body. And in the second episode, it was about I am my choices.
Yeah.
So we have the freedom, let's say, to choose what we really want in life and change our life. And now we're reaching, I think, the deepest level of the freedom, where we go and navigate more into the thoughts, and we show and we give you the awareness how we can really touch the limitations or the personalities where we stuck in, and we lose our freedom in life. So freedom is everything. So we co-create from our freedom.
Yeah.
We feel love from our freedom. So we connect with our heart through our freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom is like happiness. And
Exactly.
everyone is looking for freedom in life.
You actually took the word out of my mouth. I was just going to say that when we ask ourselves, what is it that we want in life? And a lot of people, when we ask this question, they say, I want to be happy. But that happiness comes from really from within. And when we go within, we want to figure out what it is that gives us this happiness. And most of the time, happiness and freedom, they just come together, you know,
Together,
because how can you be happy if you do not have all that freedom within you? And that freedom is most of the time related to how much we are stuck in our own life. And that's why we start losing that freedom, and we become more, you know, attached to everything that we have in our life. And the more attached we are, the more stuck we are, and the less free we are. So let's talk a little bit about how we get stuck.
Yes, so you said we're attached to certain things, and really it's attachment is a huge problem for everyone who's not reaching the freedom yet. So attachment, it's not only to like people around us or relationships, or attachment is related to materialistic things. It's related to habit. It's related to sometimes certain thoughts or patterns that we have in life. So that's why if we link our mind or our beliefs to certain like limitations, thoughts, and habits in order to feel secured, loved, and happy, it means we don't have the freedom.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing is we're connecting ourselves to everything around us instead of feeling that freedom from within, from inside of us.
Yes.
It's very interesting. You also mentioned something very important, which is how we get attached to specifically materialistic stuff. And I find it intriguing that a lot of people, they cannot be happy no matter how much they have. And this brings me to my question, like, how can people become happy even if they, like, I know a lot of people who are very happy even if they don't have so much. And I know a lot of people who are not happy although they have a lot. So what is the trick there? Why are some people really stuck in not being happy?
Because simply they don't know their real personality, and they don't know what they really want in life, and they don't know what they're like making them happy. So if I'm attached to certain trends or idea or a habit or anything outside me, it means like I'm still looking or like searching for something where I can fit, or I can discover myself, or I can feel like good about it. It means there is a gap within, and this gap is your connection with yourself, where sometimes you need to sit in peace with yourself and find like you have everything. It's the satisfaction, it's the fulfillment from within. And
Yeah.
once we lose this fulfillment like feeling, we start searching outside us. And it's becoming our priorities. It's like those circles outside, which are related to certain things around us. And those things, we cannot guarantee them all the time.
That's
Sometimes I see people like, they're depending on someone in their life, as let's say a relationship, as a partner, or like say they're depending on someone to bring them happiness, to fulfill them, and I hear it all the time, he's completing me, or she's
Yeah.
completing me, or lots of things. Or if I have this car, I will be so happy, satisfied. If I have this position in life, in my career, or whatever. So that's why it's like looking outside, it's showing exactly the gaps within.
The gaps within.
This is the point.
True. So basically, what happens is when we connect to our heart, and this is something we spoke about last time, when we connect to our heart, we remember really who we truly are, and we start feeling more than going with the flow of life. Because as we live our life, there are things that become imposed on us. There are things that people impose on us, the society imposes on us, especially the trends that we live in today. Everything is connected to everybody, and we want to make sure everyone is happy, everyone is fulfilled except us. And that's something that we want to always go back to. I want to ask you a question. How many times in your life do you sit with yourself and ask yourself, am I happy? Or is it always you wanting to be happy or wanting to be who you are for other people's happiness, right? Most of the time, we live and we want to make sure that everyone around us is happy, everyone around us is satisfied, and by that, we lose our own freedom. Because we are
100%.
kind of like giving it away. My freedom depends on your happiness. My happiness depends on who you are, on whether you are satisfied or not. And that means I am living my life in codependency with other people instead of being interdependent. So it's not like we complete each other, but we are two separate entities that are living together in parallel, and we are both satisfied, we are both happy, and we're happy because we are both happy. Does that make sense?
Yes, because look, if we're talking about relationships or things happening in our life, everything is mirroring us. Everything is related to our thoughts, how we just reflected in our reality. So it's like mirroring everything we have inside.
Yeah.
It's like reflecting outside us. So
Yeah.
in our environment, in our life, even our personality that we choose for ourselves, it's reflecting in everything we do outside.
Yeah.
In relationships, in our career, everything. And here, it's really nice what you're saying, because it's taking us to different personalities that we live in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's related to attachments. It's not related to fulfillment and happiness or satisfaction.
Yeah.
And we don't know that we're living those personalities.
Yeah.
That's why I think our role today to give the awareness about yourself, which personality you choose for yourself,
Yeah.
in order to feel like satisfied, secured, happy,
Yeah.
having the self-love,
Yeah.
having the freedom, the choice, having like giving yourself the forgiveness. What personality you're playing, and you don't know about it.
These are very big words.
It is a
Akram.
very big one, but
Yeah.
I mean, look, in my experience in life and through different things, I defined few personalities because most of them, they're common between most of the people. And of course, there are many others, personalities, stuff. But I mean, sometimes we choose certain things and we know that we're doing it, but we don't know that it's attachment or weaknesses inside us.
Do we? No, because most of the time I think we do things.
Either we do know, but we live in denial
Okay.
because we don't have the power or just to face this.
Okay.
You know, we don't want to face the emotions or this part within. So we keep like suppressing it. And sometimes we don't know. We
Yeah.
feel or we link it, it's love or it's like my character, it's my personality. So let's go directly there, my son, and let's discuss together those personalities because I think we lived them in
Yeah.
like one of our times before. Maybe we're still living some of them,
Yeah.
and many of us around us, they're living the same, but they don't know. So
I also think, actually, not just that, I also think that throughout our life, we go through different personalities because that's how
Yes.
we learn,
Yes.
right? When we start living our life or when we start acquiring our knowledge and our awareness from the life that we lead, every time we acquire something new, our personality adapts and changes.
Yes.
We're not living the same personality. I know for sure that when I remember very well when I was a child, I used to be an introvert. I used to sit all the time. I mean, look at me now. I am doing a podcast. I'm
Yes.
going live, you know.
this is the
So
beauty
completely
of
different.
self-development.
Yeah.
Once we agree and we accept ourselves to change and to move on, we can do it.
Yeah.
So nothing is fixed,
Yeah.
as we said before. And that's why we will link this to our thoughts and letting go later from thoughts and
Yeah.
things that they feel us or make us like having like this attachments, or we feel that we are stuck somewhere.
Okay, we said attachment several times.
Yes.
I want to give examples
Yes.
to our audience so they really get to understand what we're talking about and where we're coming from. Like, for example, for us, sometimes attachment is about being attached to your pet, being attached to your house, being attached to your parents, being attached to sometimes the very smallest things.
Yes.
And today I'm going to give the audience a little bit of an exercise and tips of how they can get out of their attachment little by little, because it's not something that, you know, most people cannot just become unattached to things, but there are ways for us to be unattached to things around us so that we can again go back within. And for me, the only attachment that we should have is within ourselves.
Yes.
Is with who we are. That's the attachment that we want to reach. And by this attachment, we actually reach our freedom.
Yes.
You know, when we become more attached to our authentic self.
I'll ask you something here.
Tell me.
For attachment, just to define it and let people know about it more. So sometimes we feel attached to a person
Yeah.
in a relationship,
Yeah.
and we feel like we're so attached, even our life is stopped if the person is disappearing from our life,
Yeah.
or something is happening and we start feeling the sadness within, or we're losing something big, and we start overthink about it. And usually attachments, it's leading to those overthinking moments. So you're always think about the, maybe it's a
What
person
if,
or yes.
how, things like that. Yeah.
And we link it that it's love. And because we saw lots of dramatic love stories on movies and lots of places, and always my mind, it's linking this to love, because this is love that you found for your life. And you know, you cannot now, you know, letting go this love like this, even if you're struggling. But I'm asking you a question now. You love your mother, you love your father so much.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
I think the greatest love for your life is, for me, is God, my creator, then my mom and my dad. I love them unconditionally from my heart.
Yeah.
But I'm living in Dubai. My mom is living in, Lebanon. So I speak to her, I share love with her, but I have a peaceful relationship with her. And it's love, unconditional love. But if I have a relationship with someone in Dubai, let's say I'm in a relationship, I'm in love with a girl, and it's very like connected relationship, but I feel like I'm so attached, I'm always overthinking, I have this jealousy, I have this control, I have lots of problems out of it. It means I'm not living a normal love, it's becoming attachments. So
Yeah.
in Arabic we say التعلق أما العشق. Some people, they love hearing like al-ashq, ولكن العشق it takes you somewhere else, or this attachment it takes you to struggling phase.
Yeah.
So this is just, I'm giving example to let people know what is the difference between real love and attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we are attached, basically, let me first say, al-ashq means the love with passion, just so that it's clear to our audience. But when we are attached, what happens is that literally we are giving away our freedom and our power to this feeling or that person or that thing that exists in our life. And this is where we become more attached.
Yeah.
And related to those things that are outside of us.
Yes.
And that's why I said the most important attachment that we should have is to ourselves. And the most important love, in my personal opinion, that we should have is our self-love. Because when we start by loving who we truly are, by accepting, by appreciating, by cherishing and respecting us. You know, I used to say before I started all this journey, I used to say, I want people to treat me the way I treat them. And then with time, I realized that people will only treat you the way you treat yourself.
Yes.
And that's for me, this is something for you. Remember, treat yourself the way you want people to treat you, because we always fall in this, misconception. I'm going to treat them like I want them to treat me. But if I am treating myself in a wrong way and people are seeing that, they're going to treat me in that same way.
Yes.
If I allow myself to be, for example, always attached to things and always living my life through other people, people in my life are going to treat me the same way I'm treating
And
myself.
I have expectations from those people.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I always wait for other people to understand my own expectations from them.
Yeah.
And here I start struggling. I might have this kind of ihbat. What does it mean? Disappointment.
Disappointment,
So and this is something very bad for someone living those experiences.
Yeah, when you're disappointed, it means you're having expectations. I personally think the one expectations that we should really have our expectations from ourselves.
Yes.
I always say the most important exercise that you can do, or that you can really thrive in your life by doing that exercise, is to love yourself.
Yes.
The minute you love yourself, and when you do that, that attachment becomes less and less. I know that because I experienced it myself. And today, I know that I can sit with myself for hours and hours and hours and enjoy my own company. How many of you can say that about themselves? How many of you can sit with themselves for hours and hours and enjoy your company? I want you to do that exercise.
Yes.
Right?
We will, I think in the coming episode as well, we're going to give them lots of practicing, because this topic is very deep topic.
Yeah.
And I want to start from what you said now, is the best attachment is the attachment with yourself. So once you have this self-love and self-connection between you and yourself, here you start knowing the value of the freedom.
Yeah.
So my point here, just to start from this point, always if we attached to anything in life, listen to this, as much as you attach yourself to something in life, to a person, to anything, the way you go out from this attachment, as much as you go deeper in this attachment, the way going out from this attachment will be so much painful for you. So be careful to have always your boundaries, your space between yourself and whatever you face or you have in the outside world around you. Because this is really important, Maysoon.
Yeah, boundaries are
like sometimes we
important.
feel attached to something, and once I want to let it go, we feel we're struggling.
Yeah.
We're crying, we're feeling sad, we're feeling lots of emotions. So that's why always in life, have it as a belief for yourself. Always keep a space
Yeah.
for maybe leaving the space, leaving this person, or maybe losing something. Always have this expectation in your life
Yeah.
and the boundary itself.
Yeah.
So to come back to yourself and find whatever you want as answers and peace, it's within you.
Yes.
So you have it already within you.
Exactly.
So-
That's why your own company is very important.
Yes.
And when you actually do that exercise and you sit with yourself, this is when you start seeing those things. Because most of the time, when we are living with other people around us, whether we are at work, whether we are going out, whether we are, just in a social environment, and even leading our own life with family, with people around us in our own home, we hardly have that time,
Yes.
So when we do have that time, we need to be really respectful of that time and allow ourselves to really dive within and allow us to be us,
Yes.
because most of the time we are what others want from us,
Yes.
and hardly really living the life that we want to live for ourselves. And this is why we are having this podcast,
I
right?
want to ask you something.
Tell
Yes,
me.
you're right.
Tell me.
I want to challenge you in something now.
Go ahead. I'm
Have
up for
you
a
had
challenge.
any attachment before situation and you felt that it was heavy on you and then you got the freedom out of it? Can you just like
Yeah,
excite
oh
me?
my
I
God,
don't know
I have
something
so
like
many.
yeah,
I
me
have-
too. I had so many and
I'll tell you.
yeah.
Actually, I have so many.
Yeah.
And one of them is it just came to my mind now. I had a cat
Yeah.
for 9 years. He used to go out of the house. Sometimes he would go for like 5-6 days and then come back. The first time he did it, I was devastated. I was like, what's wrong? Where is he? And I was completely, stressed and anxious. Like, where is he gone? And then with time, I became like, why am I so attached to the cat?
Yeah.
So even if he goes, I know he came back. So I was like, okay, he's gonna come back again. And then he goes, he's gonna come back again. And the last time he left, he never came back. And I was fine because I allowed myself to understand that my life does not really depend on this cat, no matter how much I loved him, and I loved him a lot, but you know what I mean?
So you see, you still have the love,
yeah,
but you let go
exactly,
of
but
the
I let go of
attachment.
the
So this is
attachment.
the point.
True.
Yeah, this is amazing. Guys, we just we're trying to simplify it for you in order to get it. Yes, that's
This is what we call letting go, and I
Yeah.
think this is what we're going to be talking about
Yes.
in the next episode.
So attachment is related to your thoughts. It's your image in front of your eyes.
Own eyes.
Own eyes. So how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
And your emotions as well. Your emotions playing a big role in the
Yeah,
attachment. So
yeah.
what you really want, what you really expect, what is missing in your personality that you cannot have it for yourself deeply, that you're looking for it outside you.
Outside of you,
So
exactly.
that's why we have to jump, I think, into the personalities and thoughts. So let's start by thoughts now. And some common thoughts that they're leading people to certain like attachment. And thoughts, if we change the thought, as we said, we change the emotion and we change our perspective and we change everything. So we can break through certain attachments to certain things, yes?
Yeah.
So
Just
tell
to
me, tell me like about thoughts, Mason. I'll speak about personalities.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
speak
yeah.
about thoughts,
Yeah.
and then we take them into nice solutions or
Yeah.
maybe exercises to have the awareness about the attachments, about their thoughts, and they will release it by themselves. You will release it, guys. I'm not going to release it for you. It's your call.
Yes, yes, I agree. Guys, most important thing that you need to remember today, everything that I think of actually becomes a reality. If you have any doubt about that, I'll give you an example. Like if you decide to buy a car, right? And you think, this is the car I want to buy. I will challenge you, do this exercise. The minute you decide that, okay, I want to buy myself, let's say, a Lamborghini. The only car that you're going to be seeing on the street moving from that thought is going to be the Lamborghini. You're not going to see any other car. I promise you.
Yes.
That's what happened to me when I thought I wanted to buy a car. Obviously, I bought a completely different car, but when I was thinking, okay, I want to buy this car, that's the only car I was seeing in the street. And this is how tricky your thoughts are. The minute you have them in your mind, they start becoming part of your life. And the more you think of them, the more they become like they dive within you and they become who you truly are. And this is how our personalities...
So this is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And this is, I agree fully, is like wherever we focus or we have our thoughts,
Yeah.
it's like it's leading us to attachment.
Exactly.
So if I keep like, I'm thinking about something and my belief that all my benefits, all the solution is coming now from my son. So all my focus will be on my son. And everything I need is from my son. And whatever I want, my son is securing me, is protecting me, is doing this, is da. So my son is becoming my
source. And my son shouldn't be your source. You should be your own source.
100%.
Right?
And this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So what you tried, I think, to say is like, if you focus on a thought, it starts coming in front of us.
Exactly.
But if we keep focusing on it more and more and more, it's becoming everything in our life.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. 100%.
Yes.
And to move past this, what is it that we need to do? We need to let go. And this is going to be the topic of our next episode.
Yes.
So I want you to stick with us. And when we go to our next episode, we're going to be talking about letting go. And we're going to give you a lot of tips about how to let go. So all we need to do with you now is to remind you to follow us and remember to watch the episodes that maybe you have missed before, so that because they're all kind of in a way connected. What do you think?
Yes, right. So in the next episodes, we're going to talk about thoughts, personalities, and how I am letting go. Thank you, my son.
Thank you, Akram.
Bye.
See you guys.